Has been a difficult day for a lot of you. We have team coverage tonight of the damage from today's storms. And we want to start with Karen Campbell in hard-hit Columbus, where a lot of homes took a direct hit from high winds.
We are here on Mill Run. This is a mobile home community that suffered quite a lot of damage from this storm. And you can take a look at this mobile home behind me. Unbelievable to see how this tree just slammed into this home. This is just one of several mobile homes in this community that suffered damage. If you take a look at this, just behind this mobile home, you see tons of trees down, tons of mobile homes that have suffered damage. Now, thankfully, neighbors here tell us that everyone got out safe. A couple of people may have had some minor injuries, but again, the main point is that everyone made it out safe. Now, we did speak with one neighbor tonight who said that she heard this storm. It sounded like nothing she'd ever heard of before. And that's when she also came out to rush and help her neighbor. Take a listen to this.
So then I came over, and when I came over, I seen our elderly next to her. The tree went completely through her home. And so we started yelling, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" All of a sudden, bless her heart, she just stood up out of the wreckage and she says, "I'm okay." And I was like, praise Jesus. I was just crying.
Well, neighbors ended up calling the fire department because they said along Mill Run, they smelled what they thought was gas. So the fire department came, they checked it out. Now, it's unclear at this time if they found the source of that potential gas leak or not. But again, you know, this neighborhood suffered so much damage, quite a lot of damage. And I want to reiterate that the main point is that we were told so far that no one lost their life tonight, and that everyone right now is either with family members or a friend tonight because of what happened to their home.
Yeah, certainly thankful for no injuries. Karen, thank you. Meanwhile, in Columbus tonight, thousands of homeowners still without power, and more than a dozen roads are closed because of storm damage. Logan Gay continues our team coverage now from Bartholomew County.
While we were out covering the storm, we saw trees uprooted like this one, and every single person we spoke with said the same thing. It happened so fast.
That poor old tree came tumbling down, but look at that.
You could just hear the awful sounds of the trees hitting our home.
Danelle Evans can still hear the sound of the high winds that toppled over trees in her yard, crushing her husband's truck and leaving them without power.
The sounds were scary. I will admit that. I mean, terrifying actually, because all these trees were falling at one time.
Evans is still shocked by the power of the winds.
This hit hard and fast, no warnings, nothing whatsoever.
I heard this big bang.
A couple of minutes down the road, neighbors there were experiencing the same thing.
You can look across the street and the shutters were just flying off that house like a deck of cards.
A tree destroyed Rick Hampton's garage and shifted his house.
It was just a large stub, like something happened. So I knew something happened, I just didn't know what.
As both families go through the storm damage, they can't help but think how things could have been different.
I'm still blessed. We didn't get hurt.
And I thank God that none of us were hurt. You know, so I give him the glory.
Well, check this out. The storms today caused a lot of delays on the roads as well, including this massive backup you see on I-65 south between Franklin and Edinburgh. We've learned what you're seeing here was caused by a semi that tipped over around 4:45. Radar showed 60-mile-an-hour winds in that area at that time. And then right in that same area, less than an hour later, the storms actually forced part of I-65 to shut down. Take a look. Trees toppled by strong winds blew right onto the highway and then right onto cars. This was on I-65 southbound, about 8 miles south of Franklin. Fire crews tell us multiple cars got stuck in the debris, but luckily nobody hurt. Well, the strong winds today also brought down a lot of power lines. As we mentioned, right now Duke Energy has more than 23,000 customers without power statewide. Most of those outages are in the south central part of the state. Bartholomew County is far and away reporting the most outages at around 7,000 right now. Now remember, if you see a down power line, never touch it. Instead, call your utility provider and stay clear of the area.